Hey, Reg here with Corey with a little bit of food for thought.
This is a world.
This is a world premiere.
This is a world.
So I just made a video recently called, you only think you're white. And we've actually, so Corey you guys just figured out Corey's secret. He's not as tall as you think he is. So, so what do you think about that whole idea that like whiteness is constructed and it's something that might be bestowed on people and otherwise can be revoked from people?
I mean, I think that it's real. I think that we see that all the time in our day-to-day lives where people buy into different systems, furthering the status quo, and then they're gonna be rewarded in some way for that. But the same thing, I think, does go in the other way, that if you actively reject what society is telling you to do, then you may or may not have some of those same privileges taken away from you. But ultimately, I mean, I think that there are many situations, we were talking about getting on the bus, right? There are many situations where people are still just going to see you for skin color and those other things that we identify with these like racial groups that we've invented. And if you get on the bus, if you look to be a certain kind of way, the bus driver may smile at you, and if you look to be a different kind of way, the bus driver may kind of turn his head up at you, regardless of what privilege has been bestowed upon you or taken away from you because of this other stuff.
Right, and that could also be translated into the bus driver stopping for you so you're on time for work that day, or not stopping for you so you're late for work and lose your job or whatever. And then also because you've done some reading on this on your own about like this construction of whiteness and who it's been bestowed upon and who it's basically who it's been bestowed upon. Yes, you were talking to me about a book that you read called like How
Jews Became White.
Oh, okay, yeah. Can you tell just a little bit about that?
Whiteness is like an invented group, right? Before there was such a thing as whiteness, people came from different parts of the world or from different regions, nations, ethnicities that they identified with. And then, those groups began to be scooped up as white people, right? And I think it would start with like Northern Europeans, and then, people who were coming from other countries that weren't traditionally included in that started to be included. Places like Italy, Ireland. Recently I heard Germany, which I hadn't really known, but I guess Germany was a later group. And the Jews, in my case and in our case, really weren't thought of as white people until like after World War II, when the GI Bill officially wrote them in as one of the white groups that could receive the benefits that were given to white groups but denied to other people who had served in that war, like African Americans and many others.
Okay, well, that's it for this video. Like it if you like it, share, comment, subscribe.
Boom.
This is Reg and Corey signing off. Love yourself. Peace. Let's go, man.
And I love myself. The world is a ghetto, big guns and